It's 2035. The lights are on, the monitors are glowing, and the office is technically full, but not of people. Most of the work happening in this building right now isn't driven by hands on keyboards. It's driven by models running quietly in the background. You sit down, open your laptop, and before your coffee even cools, the system quietly tells you it has finished 63% of your tasks for the day. No all-nighter, no overtime, no extra meeting. Part of you feels grateful, and another part is asking a very human question. If the AI already did this, what exactly am I still here for? The AI reads your emails, drafts your replies, builds your slides, writes your meeting notes, and even runs the first round of analysis on your data. It's like having a whole junior team you never hired, except you don't really know who's in charge anymore. We didn't wake up in this world overnight. First, we typed everything by hand. Then, we learned to click faster, automate a little, and use smarter tools. In the 2020s, large language models and AI co-pilots joined the team. By the 2030s, the question wasn't, "Can AI help me?" anymore. It was, "How many agents am I supervising today?" Modern AI at work looks less like a single smart assistant and more like a factory line made of invisible software workers. One agent reads and classifies emails, another drafts documents, a third runs simulations or forecasts, and yet another decides when a human actually needs to be involved. You're not doing the tasks anymore. You're standing above a flow of tasks and trying not to drown. Walk through a typical office in this world, and you'll notice something strange. The open floor, once full of people answering emails and polishing slides, is almost silent. The noise has moved into the meeting rooms, where a much smaller group is arguing over diagrams, deciding how work should move through AI instead of who should personally do it. On one screen, a familiar sentence, "Due to restructuring, your position has been eliminated." On another screen, a role that didn't exist a decade ago, AI Agent Orchestrator. The tasks didn't vanish. They simply moved higher up the ladder to whoever can design and direct the agents that do them. On paper, the economy looks healthy. Output is up, productivity is up, profits are up. But if you split the charts, the story changes. The line for average wages bends and flattens, while the line for AI platform income curves upward like a rocket. In a world where agents do the work, owning the agent factory matters a lot more than selling your hours. You don't need a corner office to be powerful here. One person, one small room, a handful of subscriptions, and an entire swarm of agents quietly earning money in the background. They're not working harder than everyone else. They're simply the ones who own and tune the systems, instead of waiting for someone to assign them a task. So, how do you avoid becoming the person the AI replaces? Not by pretending this wave isn't real, but by surfing it on purpose. 3 principles. First, automate what you already do. Second, orchestrate systems bigger than one person. And third, own at least one engine. Something that keeps working even when you log off. The real threat isn't that AI will take every job. The real threat is ending up in a system you don't understand, doing work you don't control for people who do. In a world where agents handle the tasks, the most valuable role left is simple to describe and hard to master. Be the one who designs the system, not just the one who survives inside it.